Lord Nimon, Lord Nimon, it is I, Saldeed. And with those very poorly acted words, sealed the fate of Horns of the Nimon as being possibly one of the worst Doctor Who stories ever. The idea was great. The achievement was a great deal less so. A lot of good ideas, and one of the best of the ideas was it was time for Romana to have her own sonic screwdriver. The original prop is probably typical of the BBC at the time, in that they did little more than grab a few items at hand, last minute, and slapped something together. The usual assessment of Romana Sonic Screwdriver is that it is either a telescoping magnet or a radio antenna or anything along those lines that just has the telescoping sections and a few different pieces of colored gaffer's tape. It's only seen on screen for a couple of moments, and of course, being typical of Doctor Who, fans will argue it to death what it actually looks like. Now, in the tradition of making 1960s and 70s props look a little bit more like what the 21st century eye would prefer, RussRep decided to give his own try to it. So, he enhanced it, added some details, and decided to make it look more like what we would expect a sonic screwdriver to look like. Now, I've shown RogueScout's screen-accurate sonic screwdriver before, and that it is screen-accurate to as best as possible with him watching it on videotape and then interpreting the details. And 1970s videotape, very grainy. Then, if you want to go for, instead of screen-accurate, mind's eye accurate, you embellish, you add details, you clean things up. I actually enjoy carrying RogueScout's Romana from time to time, just because of the nostalgia, and just because RogueScout does fantastic work. But there are times where at a convention you really want to just pull something out and have people's eyes nearly fall out of their heads. That's when you go for the embellishments. MR did it with their Star Trek props. You've seen it done in a lot of other ways. Well, here's a kick uphill for Romana's Sonic. Maybe we'll declare this one accurate to the novels. Festival of Death is a favorite of mine. If you haven't read any of the Doctor Who novels and you can find a copy of Festival of Death, I heartily recommend that one. But here is a enhanced concept version of Romana's Sonic.